Dooby-dooby-doo, where are you? We got some work to do now. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? We need some help from you now. Come on, Scooby-Doo.
We need some help from number 9, Drew Brees. Who we need help from, not only to get this program started, but the Saints right now can use Drew Brees, huh? I wonder what the over-under is going to be for your New Orleans Saints in Vegas. Like 7.5 or 8, huh? 7.5 or 8 out of 17. Drew Brees is right. It is New Orleans. We'll have to wait and see. Always optimistic, always hopeful for your New Orleans Saints football organization. Yeah, you right. Corey Johnson back at you. Summertime is here. It's been here the last few days. It's here right now. Here's the scary part. You go outside right now, you're going to go, Corey's right, it's hot, summer's here. And then you're going to go, he's also right. It could be worse. It will get worse. It will get hotter. Let's say that. It's hot, about 88 degrees. Good thing, only 53% humidity, which makes it feel like 93, not 103. No rain in sight, man, for like the next week, 10 days. No rain in sight. And the usual gimmick, wake up, it's low to mid 70s, high temperatures around 90, low 90s. Rinse and repeat for the next week to 10 days or so, according to the meteorologists, who are getting better and better at their game all the time. Got a lot to cover over the next 2 hours. Thanks so much for joining us. Coming up in just a few minutes, Ghassen Korban's going to join us from the Sewerage and Water Board. He runs the shooting match over there. We're going to find out from Ghassen Korban what's up with the Sewerage and Water Board as far as hurricane season coming up. They ready to go? They're getting there. They're ready to go now. What's the story? Also find out just some basic stuff like the status of the power complex, how that's coming along, the status of the system. Who's in charge of the catch basins now? We got this legislative session. What happened there that helped hurt change the Sewerage and Water Board? Ghassen Korban in a few minutes. Yeah, you right. Humane May fundraiser going on right now, winding down. It ends next Friday. We still need to raise $7,000+ in the next 8 days or so. Please donate right now. Let's save some cats and dogs and kittens and puppies together. HumaneLA.org. Anything helps. $10, $20, $50, huge. HumaneLA.org is the website. Upper left-hand corner of the page, you'll see me laying there with Blue Boy. Click on that to donate. And please donate now, right now, and generously. HumaneLA.org. Let's save some cats and dogs, some kittens and puppies. Let's do it. Corey Johnson with you on a hot Tuesday summer afternoon. Hey, what do you think of Governor Landry? The legislative session. Full-blown Republican ownership, the Senate, the House, the governor, and hyper-aggressive, fast-paced changes. We're not going to wait around and slow-pace this thing. Hey, I'm governor for 4 years. We'll get our stuff in. Let's try to jam it all in one session, apparently, huh? Governor Landry, full-blown Republican-controlled legislature. Like, dislike, what has happened, what is happening, wait-and-see mode. Crime, education, public records, board appointees, guns, 10 commandments, constitutional convention, Sewerage and Water Board, and go on and on. lots and lots and lots of legislation bills, some that pass, some that are going to his desk for signature, like the Ten Commandments legislation. Imagine if it was doctrine from like the Quran or the Torah. Believe me, there's some great stuff in all of these religious books, like the Bible. Some type of, moral, ethical code, like the Ten Commandments, kind of basic, commonsensical, righteous. What if we just pull it out of some other book? How do you think that would go over in Louisiana compared to the Ten Commandments? Folks would freak out. Why are you using the Bible? Why Christianity? Why the Ten Commandments? Love to hear from you. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. 766-9480. I think Louisiana's already been through this. You remember the legislation to put the Ten Commandments, a monument on public property right by the Capitol? You had other religions sending in what their statue would look like, including like Lucifer with a couple of children sitting on the devil's lap while he read out of a book to them. The spaghetti monster religion. Google that one. It's a religion that isn't a religion making fun of religion. You have to put up their stuff. Now, I doubt anyone in BR is listening to the program and it's influencing legislation. They've got a lot of, more important things to do, obviously. But I was saying how that Ten Commandments monument on public property, not only do you have to allow other folks to put their stuff there, whatever accommodations, whatever you did for the Ten Commandments monument, you got to do the same thing. Whatever expenses. This is different. It's like worse in a way. All the classrooms in God we trust. I'm shocked that hasn't been, there haven't been lawsuits against that. Or maybe there are and I'm just not aware of them. That's probably the reality. But the new signage in every public school classroom, what's that, kindergarten, elementary, middle school, high school, colleges, universities, every classroom's got to be tens of thousands of them across Louisiana. The Ten Commandments. The state was going to pay for it, like the In God We Trust. Now there's some amendment to the bill where the money will come from a private entity. This is just lawsuit city, lawsuit waiting to happen. Another religion is going to want their doctrine in the classrooms. The Slidell Courthouse already did this. They wanted to put up a picture of Jesus Christ right on the courthouse wall before you walk in. Most folks, Christians, Jesus Christ followers like me, but with a very different opinion than mine, they saw no problem with it. But obviously, it looks like the court favors Christians over other folks, non-believers, folks of other religions. So instead of taking the photo down, they left it up, but had to follow the law. Like, you leave it up, you got to let anyone who wants to put their photo up. And supposedly that wall is just a wall of photos now. I've got to go check that out. I don't know if the spaghetti monster's up there or not. The spaghetti monster religion. No, it just opens the door for that kind of stuff. It's unconstitutional. It's a clear crossing of the line of, government, religion. And I don't get it. And the Ten Commandments, that's my thing. I'm a Christian. I'm Catholic. I'm a New Orleanian. Jesus is my guy. I was raised down in this Catholic city. Ten Commandments, that's sort of my indirect code. Grew up on that. Probably a lot of my ethics, morals, integrity based around that. My parents too, brothers, sisters, all that family. But I don't understand why you'd want it in every classroom in the state. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday afternoon. Yeah, you right. Helm Paint and Decorating's with you. 7 Helm Paint and Decorating locations in Metro New Orleans, free 2-hour delivery. Benjamin Moore Paint. Now's the time to paint. There's no rain in sight for the next week and a half. You can knock out that house project, the whole thing. Sand it, get it ready, prime it, the paint color you want, the details like the trim colors and the like. Helm will help you out on all of that. They're the pros, the experts. And guess what? You'll probably never, ever have to paint your house again unless you want to change the color. Affordable, high-quality Benjamin Moore products, lifetime warranty. And it's Helm Paint and Decorating, steering you in the right direction for over 55 years in New Orleans. 7 locations, free 2-hour delivery. And now, legendary Helm Paint and Decorating of New Orleans in Baton Rouge. 4 Baton Rouge locations. The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port NOLA has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Did you know Rouse's sells only Angus beef? Angus beef's natural marbling means more succulence and flavor. Whether you choose Rouse's USDA Prime, Choice, or Select, it'll be only Angus beef when you get it at Rouse's. Tastes like home.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool, New Orleans. NOLAAC.com is your cool spot.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
Ooh la Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh la Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
The French bread of the city of New Orleans. Good to the last crumb. Leidenheimer French bread.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Welcome back on a hot Tuesday afternoon. Corey Johnson with you. Don't forget about our Humane May fundraiser. We're trying to raise $10,000 in the month of May for the Humane Society of Louisiana. We're way short right now. We need to raise about $7,000 in the next week and a half or so. Next Friday, the last day in May, please go to the website, humanela.org. humanela.org. In the upper left-hand corner, you'll see me laying there with Blue Boy. Click there, and you can donate. humanela.org. Yeah, it is a hot summer afternoon. Looking at the forecast next week and a half, no rain in sight. Ghassen Korban joins us, Executive Director, New Orleans Sewerage and Water Board. Ghassen, how you doing?
Good afternoon, Corey. How are you?
Doing well. Is it still the Sewage and Water Board, or is the drainage part now official?
It's still no. We have not changed the name yet. There still a lot of work needs to be done before we get there. But we are responsible for the drainage of the city. So whether it's in the name or not, we're doing our job.
Yep. Hey, anything in Baton Rouge? Any legislation change? Anything at the Sewage and Water Board?
I think the bills, as we know today, are tracking, and they're tracking favorably. They're going to bring some meaningful change to us. They're going to bring some resources, some corroboration. Specifically, the Representative Hilfery's bill is going to bring arbitrators to the utility to help us bring some more objectivity and neutrality in deciphering some delinquent accounts, hopefully make judgments one way or another, and maybe bring more credibility from a customer's perspective that the numbers are accurate. And if not, then they are changed in their favor. That would be a welcome move for us, and then hopefully will incentivize our customers to make payments and move on and improve our relationships with many of our customers who are currently delinquent. So we're excited about that one bill. We're excited about the consolidation piece. We've been talking about taking on the small drainage system from the city for a while, and it's finally looking like it's finally going to happen. And I'm very appreciative of the fact that folks are recognizing that there's cost implications associated with that responsibility. Pardon me, and they're finding ways to identify sources of funds to help us deliver a better product for the city in terms of cleaner catch basins, more open and unclogged stormwater pipes, and all in all, an improved way to maintain rain during rain events.
Is the Sewage and Water Board going to handle catch basins, or is it still under the city's Department of Public Works?
So once the consolidation bill passes, which we believe that it will, then we have to revise the current CEA with the city, have the actual transfer become official, funding sources identified and fully vetted and committed to us. And once that happens, the catch basins will definitely be part of what we would assume responsibilities for. We are currently preparing contracts relative to what that would look like in terms of catch basin cleaning, lateral cleaning, pipe cleaning, whatever we need to do to improve the efficiency of that system. And we plan to do it as soon as we have the funding available. So we want to hit the ground running, and it could be later this year, assuming everything goes well and all the funding sources have been fully committed.
Who's responsible for, I don't know if it's pipes or underground, huge culverts, but there are stories of cars and debris and all kind of things clogging up these pipes and culverts. Is that the city's responsibility or the Sewage and Water Boards? And is any of that true?
Well, I mean, there's certainly some pipes and canals that have debris in them. Some have some sedimentation. We had, if you recall, removed 2 cars from one of the canals a few years ago. I mean, these canals require ongoing maintenance, just like catch basins require ongoing maintenance. You don't clean one catch basin one day and then you assume it's going to be fine for forever. That catch basin has to be looked at on a regular basis, whether every year, every 2 years, whatever the funding level of funding allows you to do. So the point is that obviously we're going to take a much closer look at the conditions of the smaller pipe, as well as the canals, and make sure that we have a program on a regular basis addressing maintenance issues for both the smaller pipe and the larger pipe.
Do you think there's any areas in the system where there's still cars and things of that nature blocking the flow?
I don't believe there are cars or large objects, but there's certainly sedimentation that accumulated silt and dirt from years of carrying water, where the silt just settles down in the bottom. And I can tell you there are some portions of our own canals that have a foot or two of sedimentation, which takes up capacity, conveyance capacity of the canal. So obviously, once we have identified funding, we would make that a priority and remove those sedimentation and enlarge the capacity to its original design number.
We're visiting with Ghassen Korban, Director, Sewage and Water Board. Hey, before we move on, what's the legislation? What's the transition if everything passes, the governor signs off? What happens with the Sewage and Water Board?
Well, I mean, there's no wholesale changes or a takeover by any means. There are less than a handful of bills that will help in specific areas. One is the consolidation. One is that prohibits us from sending a bill based on estimate, which we will work with. That the effective date of that is January 1st of 2025. By then, we would have had half of our meters swapped to smart meters, which means that we would only have half the population of those meters requiring manual read, and then obviously we will assign the entire meter read, the meter readers to those meters and allowing us to read all of them. So we're not concerned about that. There's the consolidation piece, which we just talked about. There's the fixed billing bill that Representative Helferty had authored, basically requiring us to offer our customers a fixed bill until their smart meter is installed. So you and I, as if you're a customer, we would offer you a fixed bill based on the consumption of the last 12 months. And if you agree, then we will send you the same exact bill for the next period. And it could be 12 months before your smart meter is changed to installed, and then that arrangement stops. So overall, Sewerage Running Board is the same, with some improvements associated with those bills that are forthcoming.
Not to be redundant, what does consolidation mean again? And does it include the hierarchy where the mayor's the president, the council funds it, the state legislature controls the entity? It's tiring.
Well, yeah, none of that really changes. The governance was not addressed or altered during this session. The consolidation bill, the only thing it accomplished, which is a good and a significant thing, is moving the small drainage system, meaning
from the city to you guys.
From the city to us.
Yep.
And when I say the small drain system, I'm talking about catch basins, the leads that carry water from the basin to a storm sewer up to 35 inches or less than 36 inches. So it's a significant system, over 1,500 miles of pipe, 72,000 catch basins that we will take over and be responsible for.
Hey, Ghassen, I'm going to knock out a quick break. When we come back and we talk about hurricane preparedness and the like.
Absolutely.
And also the smart meters coming too in the next couple of years.
Happy to.
Yep. We're visiting with Ghassen Korban, Director, Sewerage and Water Board. Corey Johnson with you on a hot summer Tuesday afternoon. Coming right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations, New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
For Leidenheimer Baking Company, producing the perfect French bread is more than a vocation. It's a sacred mission. And for 5 generations, they've used the same time-honored process, baking their signature loaf with its crisp crust and delicate center, unique and still good to the last crumb. From the finest French Quarter restaurants to your local po' boy shop, for over 125 years, New Orleans' own Leidenheimer.
1970 was an exciting time in New Orleans. The first Jazz Fest was held, the city hosted its first Super Bowl, and the first Helm Paint location opened on Earhart Boulevard. While the floppy disks, mood rings, and pet rocks may have come and gone since the 70s, Helm Paint has grown to become your premier source for quality Benjamin Moore products, competitive pricing, and personal service. Please visit one of our locations today, and we'll meet our competitors' prices on any identical product. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
When USA Today ranked the 10 best must-visit New Orleans restaurants for travelers, Mid-City's own Katie's made the list. USA Today says Scott Craig is chef-owner at Katie's, a much-loved Creole Italian eatery that draws armies of regulars for lunch, brunch, and dinner. A neighborhood spot where locals congregate and New Orleans-style hospitality rules. Indeed it does. Katie's in Mid-City.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Welcome back. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday. Our Humane May fundraiser going on right now, trying to raise $10,000 for the Humane Society of Louisiana in the month of May. If you love animals, cats, dogs, kittens, and puppies, and we're not too good at treating them right in Louisiana, if you love animals, please donate. Let's save some cats and dogs and kittens and puppies. HumaneLA.org is how you donate. HumaneLA.org. Ghassen Korban's with us, Director, Sewerage and Water Board. Hey, Ghassen, I said the next 10 days it just looks high and dry. So I guess that means you guys can grind and get a lot of stuff done. Hypothetical, if a big rain event was scheduled for tomorrow or the next day where inches of rain were going to hit the city, how prepared is the Sewerage and Water Board? I guess specifically, I would probably ask you, how ready are you? Is turbine 4 working? And do you have the, 44 megawatts needed to have optimum power, peak demand?
So the answer to are we ready? We are ready. Every day, is a preparation day for us, and we're constantly improving how we do things in terms of obviously storm water management and also the other service that we provide in terms of drinking water and wastewater. But in terms of flooding and stormwater management, we're ready. We have about 40 megawatts. We're a couple megawatts short. That will change in about a week or so by having one of the smaller frequency changers back in operations, and that will bring us to exactly where we need to be at peak event. T4 continues to be out of service. I mean, people should not be surprised with a older than 100-year-old turbine. We repair one thing, something else breaks, which demonstrates and validates our power complex project that we're tracking on delivering by next hurricane season of next year. In the meantime, we're working very hard on bringing it back. And once that happens, we will have, a significant amount of redundancy.
Hey, Ghassen, I don't mean to interrupt you. Turbine 6
Right.
produces what, 60 or 25 hertz? Turbine 6.
T6 is
60.
is a modern
Why not
60
get
hertz.
some frequency changers and just convert that to 25 and blow off turbine 4? Ignore that thing from 1915.
So that's exactly what we're doing with bringing 3 frequency changers to our power complex that would allow us to utilize the new substation that's been built and ready to be used, purchasing a new turbine T7, which allows T6 and T7 to be a backup power to the substation. These frequency changers are very expensive, and there's a long lead time to manufacturing them and delivering them and install them.
So it's not like you can't get one in a month.
That is correct. But
gotcha.
It's imminent. We're less than a year away from having a brand new power complex where you have one source of power for everything you need in terms of drinking water, as well as all the pumping in the.
No, I get all that. It just sucks. You got to keep pouring money into literally the Ford Model T car to drive around the complex that you can't convert a modern F-150 to Model T power, 25 hertz, and use that until the complex is put back online. But you can't get the converter. You can't get the converter. It just sucks pouring money into Turbine 4. If people saw that thing, the pad around it to keep in the steam and all that, it's just it's over 100 years old. It's crazy.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And I'm the last one who wants to spend a penny on
Turbine
on
4.
this machine, but it's the only option today in terms of having available power supply for many of our pumps. So it's one of those predicaments that you're in, and you're doing the best you can, knowing that obviously the new complex is just simply around the corner, and we're a year away from decommissioning T4 and putting it to rest. So that would be a very exciting day for the city.
And I guess when you get Turbine 7, you can decommission Turbine 5?
Eventually, 5 will be decommissioned, yes. So basically what we have now is what is being contemplated. The substation has the ability to produce about 60 megawatts, so more than enough power for any peak demand. So that would hopefully sustain us for many, many years to come. But in the case of an outage for that substation, because we rely on energy power, then we have an equally reliable system, which is T7 and T6. Those 2 modern turbines will stand up and back the substation. Should something go wrong with any of those 2, then T5 would be back up to the backup. And we would only rely on it for probably next year or 2. Hopefully we'd never touch it once, but if we do, it's there. We have invested some money in it, and as long as it works, there's really no immediate reason to decommission it. So we'll keep it there, and it occupies a space that it's not in nobody's way, so to speak, and it would be very helpful to keep it as a backup. T4 presents a lot of issues for us in terms of other issues that we want to just make sure to officially decommission it and just get it over with. So we're very excited about that happening again a year from now.
T4 and T5. 4 is from 1915. 5 is from 1958. Eventually, maybe a decade from now, that'll be like a museum, right? You're not moving that stuff. They'll just let people come in and see what it used to be like. I don't know what you do with that.
We have a lot of opportunities to do creative things with those, but one thing at a time. I want to make sure I commission the brand new power complex, prove its reliability and dependability, and then we can move into the fun stuff, the commissioning.
All right. I'm starting to know too much about this. You realize that, right?
I'm sorry?
I'm starting to learn way too much about the Sewerage and Water Board with all these visits with you. You realize that, huh? I don't think it's natural Anyway,
that's okay.
I'm half serious, half joking. The EMDs, those are like the locomotive engine, right?
Yes, and we have, as you know, 5 of them. 3 are operational, and we're working very hard on bringing the other 2 back in line.
I mean, if you had one more of those working, you'd have the full capacity. You'd be at 44 megawatts, right? Those are about 2.5 megawatts each.
Yes, absolutely. You do know a lot about our equipment. That's pretty impressive.
I don't know if it's impressive or sad, but I have told you, Ghassen, that honestly, like some kind of like, Schoolhouse Rock, I'm just a bill, conjunction, junction, that kind of stuff. You guys need like a 3-minute cartoon, explaining all of this stuff, turbines and pumps and frequency changers and the coming power station and 25 hertz and 60 hertz and all that. I think most folks, I hear like professional people supposedly in media, and they're saying stuff like the turbine wasn't pumping water. And I'm like, yeah, I bet it wasn't, it could be working at 100% peak efficiency and it'll never pump water. It's a turbine.
That's true. You have to realize that we have one of the most sophisticated, I call it mechanical drainage system, right? It relies on lots of equipment. And I think the more people that appreciate and understand the intricacies of our system and how it operates, it gives you really more appreciation of how we're able to keep the city dry. This is not a simple gravity system where, water goes in the catch basin and conveyed in a pipe and then daylights at a river somewhere. Fairly straightforward. We rely on a lot of equipment, power, and with the opportunity of things to break and go wrong. And that's why, we spend so much time explaining what's available, what's working, because it gives you a better sense of, the complexity and how awesome the responsibility that we have in making sure that the city remains dry during events.
Ghassen, we've got like 20 seconds left. Why no legislation to put the bill in the lien holder's name of the house instead of just a name? So you could collect money every year from the treasurer, right? From the state, and you'd never have any overdue bills at the end of the year, correct?
That'd be awesome arrangement, but unfortunately, there was no effort making any changes specific to that. My goal obviously is to clean up all the delinquent accounts, bring in the smart meter and its full execution by end of next year, and deliver accurate and timely bills to everybody, and hopefully these issues associated with bills will be a thing of the past.
Yep. Ghassen, any final thoughts until we visit again next time?
As always, it's good to have you be on your show. I'm glad you gave me the opportunity. We're as ready as we can be, and we continue to be ready for the hurricane season. So thank you for the opportunity that you gave me today.
No, my pleasure. Thanks so much for the time, Ghassen. Talk to you soon.
All right. Bye-bye.
That's Ghassen Korban, Director of the Sewage and Water Board. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday afternoon. Don't go anywhere, New Orleans.
It's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof. Now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
From the owners of Katie's in Mid-City and Bienvenue in Harahan, an old school deli with over a dozen specialty sandwiches. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria.
Ooh la la, my move. That's what I said. Ooh Ooh la Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
For over 120 years, New Orleans' very own Leidenheimer French bread.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you. It's time to relax. The Woodhouse Day Spa, Metro New Orleans' premier day spa experience, now with 5 area locations. For a day of relaxation or maybe just a quick 1-hour getaway, the Metro area's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa. And now 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and our newest location in Mandeville. The Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
My Sittu, that's Arabic for grandmother, used to make the best football kibbe. You can experience kibbe just like my grandmother used to make, and so many other Middle Eastern favorites on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port NOLA has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day. By river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com. Yeah, you, right, Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you. Humane May fundraiser going on. Please donate. HumaneLA.org. Governor Landry has an agenda, has the legislature he likes, has everything he wants, almost everything he wants. Even his legislature had to back off on the public records request, eliminating public records. Unbelievable. Crime, the Gator education vouchers, board appointees, a bunch of yes people. The exact. How many times have I compared LaToya Cantrell and Jeff Landry? That they're very similar, just different political ideology. And the public records request thing, the board appointees with yes people. That's exactly what LaToya Cantrell does. Doesn't want public records released, fights to get them released, redacts stuff that gets released. And then all the board appointees, I mean, French Market Corporation, Downtown Development District, all that. There's legislation to change it, taking the mayor off of having full-blown control. These aren't boards. It's what the governor wants, the same thing. Instead of like a 10-member board where, you know, the governor appoints 2, the mayor appoints 2, the council appoints 2, the university presidents appoint 2, something like that. There's 10 people on the board and the governor wants to appoint 8 and the chairman, and the mayor wants to appoint 8 of the 10 and the chairman. And a lot of the time that's what goes on. It's like the LSU Board of Supervisors. It ceases being some kind of fair, objective board with civic-minded people doing what's best for LSU. It becomes this political board where it's a bunch of yes men going in the direction of wherever the governor wants them to go. And that defeats the purpose of having a board. It's the dilemma going on right now with the levy board. The Eastern District Levy Board, very civic-minded. You can Google the board. No one's on there that's a political hack that's on it for some power trip. There's no money involved. Civic-minded people doing the right thing. If you look at the people they've hired to run the Eastern District Levy Board, it's all outsiders, like engineers, experts in their field since Katrina. They're doing it again. This woman is an expert engineer, the best in the business. That's the board's recommendation. And Governor Landry's saying no, because she is an expert and she is an engineer and she is an expert on levies. But the governor wants something else. He wants, hey, there's got to be a balance with the economy, or is there a cheaper way to build levies and we can take that money and do something else with it, or something. There's an agenda. It's like DEQ. He doesn't want an environmentalist in the Department of Environmental Quality. He wants the rowing captain from the Ohio State's women's rowing team that ran some Republican elections in South Dakota. And that's who we got. That's what we got running DEQ. I'm not kidding you. The biggest thing on her resume is she was the captain of the Ohio State women's rowing team a decade ago or so. So she's like 20-something years old, knows nothing about the environment. First thing out of her mouth is the governor wants DEQ to be more business friendly. It's like mind-blowing. Do you think DEQ isn't business friendly in Louisiana? Who do you think runs things in Louisiana? Oil and gas, chemical industry? Or do you think DEQ's blocking some kind of plant from being built and stopping workers from getting hired? You're kidding, right? Regulations? The inmates run the asylum. There's no bog down. We need to cut through the bureaucracy and red tape with the Department of Environmental Quality in Louisiana. It is a green light for everything. And then the folks that get the green light, they cheat and pollute and throw cancer-causing agents in the water, air, land. If they get caught, it's ignored. If it's overt, like some crazy fish kill, the media gets involved. They get a slap on the wrist. There's no repercussions. So there's no, let's open up the, deregulate the oil and gas and chemical industry. Are you kidding me? No. So you have someone in the Department of Environmental Quality that has nothing to do with environmental quality, has no qualifications for that job. It would be like putting in her, the rowing team captain, to run economic development. Just no resume, no reason to be there. Crazy. But that's the governor's plan. He wants a 28-year-old that he is a yes person, in this case, a woman. And he wants DEQ even more wide open than it's been. Not worrying about the environment, the water, the air, Cancer Alley, none of that. Doesn't matter. Just whore it out even more. No, and the latest and greatest, this really important, this levy district, levy protection. He doesn't want the expert, the engineer. He's overriding what the fair, objective board wants. So there's two things you're going to get with Governor Landry: a board that's full of yes people, so it's going to be what he wants, or he's going to say no to the real legitimate board, like the Eastern District Levy Board, and their candidate to run the thing. And that's not cool, playing politics with levies and flooding and people's lives, livelihood, businesses, cars, houses. Instead of bringing in the expert that the fair, objective, civic-minded board came up with, not some politician, not some friend of the board, not bringing in a buddy, but bringing in the best available. And then the governor nixes it. He says no to that because he wants a yes person, a political player. That's a problem. Don't want to be messing with the levies. Everybody knows that. Even Blue Boy, little Basset Hound knows it. You let the civic-minded, fair, objective board come up with a selection, and you make sure that selection gets the top job. If you're governor, you don't veto it. Great point, Blue Boy. What else? Stick around. 5 o'clock power hours next. Blue Boy's correct. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday afternoon.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 5 p.m.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
Hi, this is Joey Helm. My dad, Bunky Helm, had a vision of a locally family-owned store serving the residential and commercial paint needs of New Orleans. I think Dad would be proud of today's Helm Paint and Decorating, and here's why. We have the best technical staff in the business, providing the best color matching service in Southeast Louisiana. Perfect matching for any color and any brand. And we'll save your colors so you don't have to save those old cans. Helm Paint offers free 2-hour delivery. Our in-store decorators will assist you on deciding what color and type of paint to best showcase your home. But most importantly, as your local independent Benjamin Moore dealer, our products provide the greatest value in the paint industry. Superior coverage, and Benjamin Moore paint simply covers better and lasts longer. New Orleans is a city of vibrant color, and no one else provides the paints of New Orleans like Helm Paint and Decorating. Visit any of our 6 locations or online at helmpaint.com.
Helm Paint, let us do you right. Helm Paint and Supply.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port NOLA has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamar team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamar Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
5 generations, family owned and operated. Leidenheimer French bread.
Yes. This makes me very happy. Takes me back to my childhood. I think of Rocky flying around in Bullwinkle. Just good-hearted characters. Bullwinkle should be happy Rocky was around. Kind of kept him on the straight and narrow.
And friends.
Bullwinkle got a little crazy, a little goofy at times.
With his pal Bullwinkle the Moose and a host of others.
There's a host of others. It's a very enjoyable cartoon. Adults like it.
The show's about to start.
I'm coming as fast as I can.
Good, honest fun. Rocky and Bullwinkle. Corey Johnson with you. Good, honest fun. The neutral ground. Hey, it's the 5 o'clock powwow on a Tuesday afternoon. Summertime, New Orleans. It's here. It is here. 5 o'clock powwow brought to you by this powerful little jar sitting right here on our television studio set. If you're listening on the radio or live streaming, CoreyTalks.com, and you're not watching on television or watching on YouTube, The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson on YouTube, you don't see the blue plate mayonnaise jar. You don't see the blue plate mayonnaise jar. Blue plate mayonnaise, so good. I'm a New Orleanian. I've never bought anything in my life but blue plate mayonnaise. Never. It's always blue plate mayonnaise. Never anything else. Always blue plate mayonnaise. I've never purchased a jar of anything. I can't even think of the other brands that I would even look at. I'm a native New Orleanian. Since I was a child, blue plate mayonnaise in the fridge or pantry. And now as a full-blown adult, some may not say so. Blue plate mayonnaise in the fridge, in the pantry. New label, same great taste. 5 o'clock powwow this afternoon, brought to you by Blue Plate Mayonnaise. Yeah, you right. Miss Peaches at the controls this afternoon, fielding your phone calls. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. 766-9480. Thanks so much for joining us this afternoon. Humane May fundraiser going on. Please donate right now. HumaneLA.org. HumaneLA.org. We're trying to raise $10,000 in the month of May. HumaneLA.org. Hot summer has arrived. It arrived a few days ago. Like 88 degrees, feels like 93. No rain in sight for the next week to 10 days. 70 something when you wake up, 90 something by this time of the day mostly. Yeah, it's hot out there. Will Governor Landry sign the Louisiana 10 Commandments legislation? I imagine he will sign it, and I would imagine the lawsuits are going to flow in. Could you imagine if it was doctrine from like the Quran or the Torah or another religion or faith, their book, their Bible, their code of ethics? Could you imagine that? I mean, people would freak out in Louisiana. They would lose it. But Christianity, not a problem. And I'm a Christian. 10 Commandments, that's my belief. I just don't think it should be in every classroom. I don't understand why. I don't think God wants it in every classroom. Where do you stop? Every public building? Because it's good and there's nothing bad about it. It's a positive thing. It could help kids. I mean, it's just silly. There's a lot of religions with a lot of stuff that's positive messaging, could help kids and all of that. This is just lawsuit, waste of money, waste of time when Louisiana gets bogged down in the nonsense instead of worrying about strictly crime, economy, infrastructure, education, those kind of things that are of vital importance. Not goofy stuff like this that really is meaningless. And worse, unconstitutional will just cost the state. It's expensive. Hey, if you missed the 4 o'clock hour, you missed a lot. If you missed the 4 o'clock hour, you missed Ghassen Korban from the Sewage and Water Board. A good 25 minutes talking about all kind of stuff. Hurricane preparedness, what the power situation looks like now, the status of the power station. All kind of interesting things. You know what is sad? What even thought about this legislative session? Putting the sewage and water bills in the name and under the lien holder of the house, the mortgage holder of the house. Not the bank, the person who holds the mortgage that the mortgage's name is under. Or if the house is owned outright, the owner of the house. How about this? The owner of the house, if they have a mortgage or not, that if they're renting, it's under the owner's house, under the owner's name. If the brother lives there, it's under the owner's name. He lets his sister live there, owner's name. Kids live there, owner's name. So then when they have a bill that is overdue and ignored, you can't just hop from property to property and change the name. There are tens of millions of dollars. It's like $40 million in bills that the Sewage and Water Board concedes they'll never get money for. They'll never get paid because that person just has left, gone to another address. He has his girlfriend, a roommate, whatever, someone else using their name for the Sewage and Water Board bill and just moving on. It's like $40 million in bills that'll never be paid. You connect that to the lien holder, the property owner. Two things happen. One, it falls under state law where like the state treasury would pay the Sewage and Water Board every year. The Louisiana State Treasury would be like, here's $8 million in unpaid bills. And then the state would go after the homeowners. They would put a lien on the homeowner's house. Hey, we paid $8,500 in overdue bill to the Sewage and Water Board. We're putting a lien on your house. Pay the $8,500 or an X amount of months. We seize control of your house. That's the important legislation for the Sewage and Water Board. Not anyone can just get water turned on at a house, own, rent, whatever, by name. The hierarchy also not going away. This mayor of New Orleans as president of the board, the city council approving the funding, the state legislature controlling the entity. It's insane. The red tape, the bureaucracy, the redundancy, the power trip control BS. No, the consolidation's good. Getting the city of New Orleans out of catch basin cleaning and small pipe cleaning. I mean, crazy. The city's in control of catch basins and small pipes. Once the pipes get this big, it's all under Sewage and Water Board control. Now Sewage and Water Board is going to be under control of all of it. The city of New Orleans, the inefficient, Department of Public Works. The Office of Inspector General has done investigations, audits into that department, and all the time just crazy crap coming up. So that inefficient group not being involved, that's a godsend. You know, I think Ghassen Korban said something pretty astute last hour. Having an understanding of the system, literally like the general knowledge of how it works, how old stuff is, how these pumps work, 25 hertz, 60 hertz, why it exists, where it's going, all that is of vital importance. And I can say this, you know me, I'm not a sellout. I owe Ghassen Korban nothing. He owes me nothing. I think he's the right man for the job. I think LaToya Cantrell did one thing right and did a damn good job with this hire, scouring the country, pulling this guy out of Milwaukee. Let's go get the best and brightest. I give the mayor credit, and I'm not kidding you. Mitch Landrieu brought in Cedric Grant, this anointed, appointed political hack that just bounced from different appointed, anointed position from different people in political power in New Orleans city government for decades. He pulls $180 right now in full retirement. Retirement from New Orleans city government. Who wouldn't want that job? A blank resume where you basically accomplish nothing and you pull $180,000 in retirement. I will take this any day of the week. Call Cedric Grant. I'll give him time to prepare. He can study up and he can surprise me in a month. Hey, Corey, tomorrow we're going to have a test on sewage and water board knowledge. I'm the former director. You're a talk radio show host. Who's going to know more about it? You know who's going to know more about it, not the political appointed, anointed hack. That's for sure.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore led us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port NOLA has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot.
There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet. Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line. Lebanon's Cafe.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com. Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamar Automotive Complex, there's something called quick lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We're doing all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you. Hey, I got 50 big bucks. Good at one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations. I got a few $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away. A few questions. First, Smoothie King location. Smoothie King has 1,100 locations worldwide. 1,100. 33 states. They have 130 plus in Korea, in South Korea. Korean guy owns it. I think at Cal Berkeley. They had one out there. He started eating them. He liked them. Ended up buying a bunch of franchises for Korea and then bought the entire thing. First Smoothie King location. It's a New Orleans franchise. It's like Ruth's Chris Steakhouse, kind of like Raising Cane's. That's Baton Rouge. Del Frisco's Steakhouse is West Bank, New Orleans. Moved to Dallas, turned it into a chain. First Smoothie King, Popeyes, Arab. Ooh. I just butchered my second question, kind of. I stopped, though, didn't I, Miss Pizzas? I stopped. All right, first Smoothie King, where was it located? 766-9480. This is 2 questions. First ever Popeyes location, where was it located? It was actually called Chicken on the Run. That was the original name. And Popeye wasn't the cartoon character. It was Popeye Doyle, Gene Hackman's character from, what was the movie? Jeez, I'm going blank now on the movie. I know Popeye Doyle and Gene Hackman, but I can't think of the movie. Oh, boy. Jeez, just put in Popeye Doyle. You click on Popeye Doyle, it'll tell. French Connection. Jeez, thanks, Miss Peaches. Anyway, it was named after him. Not Popeye, the cartoon character. But it was Chicken on the Run. It didn't do well. And then he added cayenne pepper and made a spicy version, and it took off like a rocket ship. And the rest is history. Cayenne pepper saving the day for Al Copeland. Cayenne pepper is Al Copeland's best friend. He should have a full-size blow-up doll, cayenne pepper, and just hug it. Have it just all around the house. Cayenne pepper doll. Oh, man. Anyway, where was the first ever Popeyes? Where was the second ever Popeyes? The second ever Popeyes. I grew up out in like Gentilly, Lakeview, Lakefront by UNO. We had 2 Popeyes, and this was like 1975-ish, I guess. We'd go to Morrison Road at Dowman at Morrison Road, Literally right there that was like one of the first Popeyes. And then the Veterans Popeyes, it wasn't where it is now, like Vets at like Oak Lawn, roughly, Cena, wherever it is right now, in between Bonneville and the Parish Line. It was closer to the Parish Line in some kind of strip mall, like it was an L-shaped strip mall, and it was jammed in the corner. Maybe like, I don't know where it was, in between the Parish Line and the existing Popeyes. So those were our choices. Out by UNO, we either went out to the east, kind of, over the Seabrook Bridge and Morrison at Dowman, or to Metairie. And it was always the 24-piece bucket because there were 7 of us. My mom, my dad, 2 older brothers, and 2 older sisters. You got the 24-piece bucket. You got 6 pieces each. 6 legs, 6 wings, 6 breasts, 6 thighs. And then the biscuits came along, and they were outrageously good. And the homemade onion rings were as good as like getting onion rings at Crescent City Steakhouse. Something like that, where like the best onion rings ever, homemade, made to order, just excellent. That Popeyes had like world-class onion rings. Pretty good corn on the cob. I think they had Popeye on the napkin with a Indian feather, like dressed as an Indian, saying it's amazing, and maize, M-A-I-Z-E, maize, like corn in American Indian language, whatever. Oh boy, American Indian language. That's just not correct, Miss Peaches. There's no doubt about it. Later, the Chinaman, might as well say that kind of stuff, huh? Jeez. At least I didn't say a woman, because we know she couldn't do it anyway. Let's move on. But the gays. He was a gay. The gay. I love the gays. Well, the gays over there in the straights. It's 2 15-minute rounds. The gays and straights are going. First one to 30 wins. The gays, the straights. Oh, we've got a new team. The bisexuals. The bisexuals. The gays. It is a Humane May fundraiser time again. Month of May, trying to raise $10,000 for cats and dogs, kittens and puppies. HumaneLA.org is how you donate. The fundraiser ends next Friday. Please donate right now, HumaneLA.org. All right. First Smoothie King location, 766-9480. I got 50 big bucks for you. Good at the Woodhouse. 766-9480. First Popeyes location, 766-9480. Second Popeyes location ever, 766-9480. The 2 Popeyes I mentioned that I go to when I was a kid that we went to, where we had to drive out to Morrison and Dowman or go Vets in between the Parish Line and Bonneville. The original one and the second location, one is farther east than where we used to go at Dowman and Morrison, and one is farther west than the Bonneville Vets location we used to go to. Roughly Bonneville Vets, Oak Lawn. It's really like Oak Lawn and Vets. That New Orleans hamburger and seafood, maybe right next door. There was a strip mall, L-shaped, and the Popeyes was jammed up in that. Anyway, I got another $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate. Which Saints 2 numbers are unofficially retired? They're 2 numbers that no one wears if you're playing for the Saints. The Saints don't officially retire numbers, but they're 2 that are unofficially retired. Name those 2 numbers. I've got 50 big bucks for you. Good at the Woodhouse. 766-9480. A final Saints question. 4 Saints NFL Hall of Famers. The bulk of their work was done in New Orleans. The bulk of their NFL Hall of Fame work was done in New Orleans. 4 Saints NFL Hall of Famers. Name those 4. I've got $50 for you. Good at one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations. Rouse's Markets phone lines to participate, 766-9480. 766-9480. Governor Landry, full-blown Republican-controlled legislature. You like, dislike, what has happened, what is happening. A lot thrown out there. The governor dove in head first, had a big-time agenda, crime, education, public records, board appointees, guns, 10 commandments, constitutional convention, sewage and water board. I can go on and on. A lot of stuff. Let's make some major changes. Do you think Governor Landry is going to sign the 10 commandments legislation? Imagine if that was doctrine from like the Quran or the Torah. Folks in Louisiana would be like, what the hell is that? Be good to other people. Well, we don't care if it's good message or not. Why is it coming from the Quran? We're Christian country. So all this. Lawsuit city is what it is. Louisiana went through this already. Legislation a few years ago. 10 Commandments monument on public property by the state capitol. Right away, you had some group out of North Carolina. It was a Lucifer statue, the devil, sitting on his throne with 2 children sitting there smiling while the devil was reading to them. And the other one was the spaghetti monster religion wanted to put up a monument on the Capitol grounds. So they're going to make a joke of it, a mockery of it. Because that's America. And if you're going to allow Christianity to post their 10 commandments on the Capitol lawn, then everyone else has access to it. And that's exactly what's going to happen with this. I think, I'm not sure. I was about to say I'm shocked that they're in lawsuits right now with the In God We Trust in classrooms. I'm sure there are lawsuits. And I wouldn't want to be on the side of the state back in the In God We Trust. That's from In God I Trust, but not in America with the law and not in a public school. And the 10 Commandments is even more going deeper because it's more of a specific religious group. It's like Christianity, where In God We Trust is God of any religion. So what's going to happen is other religions, real or make-believe, are going to be like, here's our doctrine. Here's our code of ethics. Here's our morals clause. We want it posted in every Louisiana public school classroom. Same size, same font size, same size plaque or card. Put next to it, right next to it, same, high-end position, frontline position. That's all it's going to do. Lawsuit city. It's so silly. I don't get why people think like this. Like, I don't know. The Jesus Christ, the God that I worship, that I believe in, isn't going, yeah, I want the 10 Commandments in the public school classrooms. Where do you stop? Every public building? I mean, where would God or Jesus be satisfied? Or this is just a good gesture, so he's happy. And keep going, pull it back, do it every other classroom. Don't do it at colleges. This is so silly. It is totally injecting religion into government for no reason. Like I said, I know it's hard for Christians that are hardcore and love that the 10 Commandments are going in every classroom. What if it was some ethical, moral code from the Quran, from a Torah, from some other religion's Bible or holy book? I just don't think everybody would be so happy about it in Louisiana. I think the exact opposite. Why are you doing that? Why are you putting their religion in there? And then it would be all this. It's like the fishermen down in South Louisiana in Plaquemines opposed to the Mid-Barataria diversion. All of a sudden, they're concerned about the dolphin. If it was slaughter 1,000 dolphin and the oyster industry thrives, they'd be slaughtering 1,000 dolphin. They're not concerned about the dolphin. I mean, let's be realistic. Oyster fishermen and the regular fishermen, are there some that are concerned about the dolphin? Of course. But pouncing on that, like, man, that's a big concern for us, is no one's buying that. No one's believing that. Rouse's Markets phone line, 766-9480. 766-9480. No, you can sit there and tell me that, man, the Ten Commandments is fine, but if it was some other religion, you'd be freaking out. If it was their code of ethics going up in every public school classroom, it's just amazing how people can't see the other side of this. And I'm Christian. The Ten Commandments, I believe in that. But I believe in the Constitution and laws, and they can work together. No one's taking my guns away, my Christianity, attacking my religion. It's a bunch of nonsense. I have a gun, and I believe in Jesus, and no one is slowing that down, changing it, influencing it, restricting my thinking, possession of the gun, believing in Jesus, none of that. I don't get all that fantasy land stuff. I guess it's good to win elections. You know what's good? Trey Yen in Mandeville, so good. Tuesday through Friday, they've got the most ridiculous lunch specials maybe on planet Earth. It's silly. 10, 11, 12 bucks. Fantastic lunch specials, about 20 different ones to choose from. And they usually have like 2 or 3 specials on the board right when you walk in. I mean, the food is almost spilling off the edge of your plate. You almost have to be careful. I'm serious. If they put any more food, I would almost be like, guys, this is obnoxious. Get bigger plates. It's perfect. It's huge portions, plenty to bring home, beyond priced right. You get a nice entree, about 20 to choose from, and then some combo fried rice on the side. 10, 11, 12 bucks, what you'd pay for fast food. That's gourmet Chinese cuisine, lunch specials at Trey Yen every Tuesday through Friday. Dinner Tuesday through Sunday night. I mentioned last week, still drooling over it. The Wong brothers love our seafood bounty. Trey Yen's one of the best seafood restaurants in the metro, literally. Anything you can think of, local, fresh oysters or shrimp or crawfish or crabs, flounder, speckled trout. They're all over it. The honey pecan shrimp entree is so good. You want to know when it's even better? When you have like 4, 5, or 6 of you together at a table at Trey Yen, and you order the honey pecan shrimp entree as an appetizer. Everybody gets 2, 3, 4 shrimp, some those honey glazed pecans. Just outstanding. Just shrimp at a whole nother level. Just amazing. So good. And then the whole flounder or whole speckled trout. Local fresh flounder, local whole speckled trout. That's some of the best eating fish in the world. We're blessed. The Wong brothers debone the fish. They leave the head and tail on. You get both fillets, seasoned, marinated, and then flash fried. I mean, flash fried. They pull it out. You could roll that fish on like brown paper and there'd be no like oil stain, no grease stain. It's perfect. Perfect right there. And then they take it up another level. Ladles and ladles of their signature hot and spicy and sweet Tong Cho sauce. Tong Cho whole speckled trout from Trey Yen. Tong Cho whole flounder from Trey Yen. So good. Trey Yen in Mandeville. Yummy. Our Humane May fundraiser going on. HumaneLA.org. Please donate. HumaneLA.org. The New Orleans State Police Troop N making progress. Times-Picayune had a good story on this. Nabbing some ATV riders. Those guys pretty much controlled the city. I'm starting to see golf carts now in and around New Orleans. It's almost comical. You're going to ride that thing on the street, a golf cart? Anyway, the ATVs, the 3-wheelers, the 4-wheelers, the dirt bikes, not street legal, taking over intersections. No, this is great. The New Orleans State Police Troop N There's state police. They can go from parish to parish, municipality to municipality. A lot of these ATV riders on weekends, a lot of the car drifting and all that, folks from out of New Orleans, out of Orleans Parish, neighboring parishes that know they can't get away with that nonsense in their parish, but in Orleans, the wild, wild west, or at least that's what they thought, come in there and get away with it. Now you got these state troopers doing some investigative work. St. James Parish going in there and arresting folks and snagging stolen ATVs and drugs and cash and all kind of stuff. Making arrests, I think a trio. These guys essentially, they kind of made their, the organization of the bike ride, the ATV ride through the city on a Sunday, everybody meeting at one spot. They use social media. They basically went online in plain sight on social media and told everybody where to meet and where we're going to ride. And then state police just backtracked that social media and made some arrests. Yeah. No ATVs, no dirt bikes, no golf carts, no 3 or 4 wheelers allowed in Orleans Parish. They go from the truck off your truck, roll down and put in the garage, like never outside of your property. They go on a trailer. They go to the country. No ATV on any neighborhood street in Orleans Parish, and harsh penalties. Ticket, big fine, maybe an arrest of the rider, owner, depending on how severe things were, and definitely full-blown confiscation, seizing of the ATV. Not allowed in Orleans Parish. Simple as that. They're not. You can't ride them anywhere in Orleans Parish. And then this kind of just mentality when it gets into like the drifting, I would take it to another level. And some folks aren't going to like this, but tinted windows. Tinted window, it's a joke. There's a law on how dark windows can be tinted. First off, the tint shops in and around Metro New Orleans, Louisiana, the law's the law. They shouldn't even be allowed to carry the darker tint. And if they install it, if it's, hey, we use it for the top of the windshield or for houses, home application, not cars, that's fine. But if they're caught installing it on a vehicle, huge fine, lose their license to install tint, whatever. But there's a limit on how dark tint can be. And then the folks driving around with the dark tint, it's so easy that right away you can pull them over because the tint's too dark. Right away. So you can write them up tickets right there. Strike one. And you make the ticket like $250, $400, something harsh, a kick in the kneecap. A few months later, guy gets pulled over for dark tint. Police run his license. Dude, 3 months ago, we wrote you a ticket. 4 months ago, we wrote you a ticket for dark tint. Strike two. Wow, this ticket's going to cost you $1,000. And strike three is you pull over a guy again for dark tint or whatever, and you run his license plate, and he's been ticketed not once but twice. You seize the vehicle. You take the vehicle. It is against the law to have tint darker than this level in New Orleans or the state of Louisiana. Strike one, $250 ticket. Strike two, $1,000 ticket. Strike three, seize of the vehicle, seizing of the vehicle. I don't get why we let stuff like this slide, and then person gets a ticket for the tint, and then they don't replace the tint. Just keep the illegal tint. I'm waving people through like at an intersection, and then I look, because at first I'm waving the car through, not the individual. And then I'm looking, so the individual and eye contact where he's acknowledging me so we don't hit each other. I can't even see through the tint. can't even see a silhouette. Is a human being driving it or is it autopilot? The tint thing would be easy. I'll never forget. I mean, the ATV thing's obnoxious. And it's not just kids from out of town. I'm driving like out in Gentilly. I'm like on Paris and Gentilly by that Popeyes. And I see 2 ATVs in the parking lot. One parked, one with just a dude sitting there. So I literally, I don't know, it's a Saturday or some day where I didn't have, I obviously had a lot of time, wasn't in any sense of urgency. I pull in the back of the Popeyes parking lot just to check the scene out. All of a sudden, this woman walks out carrying 2 bags of Popeyes, and she climbs up on the other ATV, secures the stuff, and they ride off out of the parking lot. So I kind of follow them out the parking lot. They pull out of the Popeyes onto Gentilly going east. I'm like, are they going to get on the I-610 right here? This entrance ramp? They didn't. They beeline down towards towards Dillard, towards Broad on Gentilly. And neither one had a helmet. They're both doing like, I'm doing like 40 and they're pulling away from me. One's riding in the bike lane to the right, the dude. The woman's in the left. No license plates, no blinkers, no brake lights, not street legal at all, no helmets. Driving their 3-wheelers, their 4-wheelers on the streets in New Orleans, in Gentilly. And then I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, they knew that Popeyes wouldn't serve them in the drive-thru. Like, they knew to park in the parking lot. And the guy sent his woman in to get the chicken. Not the guy. There's another one, too. The dude doesn't go in, the woman goes in. The guy just sits back and plays on his phone. So I'm like, wow, Popeyes doesn't allow an ATV in the drive-thru like they shouldn't. Like, you know, they should not allow that. Yet these people knew they could get away with it on the street. Knew they couldn't go through the drive-thru and get their chicken at Popeyes, but knew they could ride to Popeyes in their ATV and ride home in it. Husband and wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, friends, brother, sister, whatever. They were together. I was like, wow. And they were both like 45. Like 45. Like, hey, we live in Gentilly. Yes, we have jobs and a house and cars, but we also have these ATVs and we like riding them around the city when we want to. It's just crazy. It's like y'all are adults. I'm on Claiborne and Carrollton by Old Palmer Park. There's this dude about older than me, like 55, 60, sitting on a 4-wheeler under the tree on like a Sunday, like 2 p.m, just like catching some shade before I continue my ATV ride around the city. Just crazy. And yeah, now the emergence of golf carts. Bywater, Marigny, French Quarter, Uptown now. It's crazy. You know what's shocking to me? That snobby 30A area down past Destin. You see all the rich folks with their private school stickers on the back of their car. I don't think CD means country day. I think it means can't drive. And the N doesn't mean Newman. It means no driver's license. That SUV's too big for you, people. And then that little blue 30A sticker that you've seen, you're like, what's 30A? Is that they ran a race? Yeah, I've seen the 13-1, 26-2. What's 30A? 30A is a little highway of billions of dollars, rich and wealthy folks past Sandestin. And it's, you know, a nice affluent area. I like it. It's, you know, I like going down there. It's a little congested. It's a little crowded. It's a little crazy down there. But I like visiting down in that area. But you know, it's got golf carts all over the place, and some of them are jacked up, and some of them are kind of souped up, like where golf cart does like 35. And then it's got like the front seat, the back seat, and maybe even a third seat. And then there's no, I mean, it's like, it's worse than a car from the 50s. Like pre-seat belt. Forget about safety glass. There's no glass. There's no windshield. There's no seat belts. There's no padded steering wheel or padded dash. And these things, they're not just like regular golf carts. I mean, on a golf course, a golf cart does 12, 14, 16 miles an hour. These things are doing north of 20, some north of 30. Maybe it's already happened and I just didn't hear about it or I haven't read about it, but how on that high-end, affluent, rich, wealthy 30A area has someone in a golf cart not crashed into a tree or driven into a ditch or worse, got into an accident with a car or truck on the road where people have died? I mean, I see these golf carts doing 30 miles an hour and grandma's in it, grandpa, children, just riding, any kind of locking up the brakes, having to swerve around something, getting hit by another vehicle. I mean, severe injuries at the least, if not death. Every time I go down to that area, which I prefer like Pensacola and some other areas myself, walk into a coffee shop, no one knows anybody. And not because I'm on radio and TV. Just New Orleans people are down there. You see someone you went to high school with, college, it's almost obnoxious. No, the rare times I do go down there, every time I'm like, can't believe the golf carts. Can't believe the golf carts on streets where cars and trucks and buses and big vehicles ride, where the speed limit could be 35, 40, and there's golf carts, and there's no seat belts, and there's no protection. And I don't know. I see this kind of pseudo proliferation of golf carts lately in New Orleans. I'm like, crazy. Hey, it's getting hot out there. Do you need air conditioning help? River City's Total Maintenance is there for you. Simple as that. You need an air conditioning outfit that's honest. Fair and honest Lucas and the boys, River City's Total Maintenance in Southeast Louisiana, over 40 years, sterling reputation. I've personally been dealing with Lucas for about 15 or 20 years. He's done everything for me, for maintenance, service, repair, full-blown replacement, 3-ton carrier unit at my house right now, all done by River City's Total Maintenance. No, Lucas and his crew are honest. They're only going to do work, service, repair, replacement that's absolutely necessary. And hey, they're air conditioning experts. About 30 plus techs, a few hundred years of expertise. They're not guessing. They're not replacing something. Oh, that didn't fix it. Replace something. That didn't fix it. They diagnose it correctly right away the first time, and they fix it right away the first time. They know what they're doing. So honest air conditioning experts. And finally, they come immediately because Lucas realizes, damn, it's summertime heat in New Orleans. It's hot out there. This guy's AC, this woman's AC, the family AC is not working. They're inconvenienced. They're stressed out. Let me help them. Lucas told me a long time ago, Corey, I don't have any customers. I've got clients, a relationship for life. And for me, it's going on 20 years because he's honest. They're air conditioning experts, and they come immediately when I need them, when my air conditioning's not working right. If your AC's not working right, making a funny noise, not blowing as cold as it should, or worse, not working at all, don't stress out anymore. You don't have to sleep at the in-laws. You don't have to sleep in the heat. You don't have to go rent a hotel room. NOLAAC.com is all you need to know. You need air conditioning help? NOLAAC.com. You need air conditioning help? NOLAAC.com.
River City's Total Maintenance keeps you cool. River City's Total Maintenance keeps you cool. River City's Total Maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot. River City's Total Maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamar Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We're doing all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
The French bread of the city of New Orleans. Good to the last crumb. Leidenheimer French bread. Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Yeah, you right. Fantasy Tuesday edition of the program. Corey Johnson with you. Oh, boy. Got a buddy of mine who's a big Trumpster, and we play golf together. And another prankster friend of mine ordered a Biden ball marker. So when he marks his ball with this Trump ball mark, we're going to swap it out with the Biden one, and we're going to video just his expression when he sees it. He's going to freak. I just want to know, like, he's going to step on the Biden one on the concrete path, throw it in the water. I want to know what's going to happen with the Biden one, how long it's going to take him. I don't think he's going to look right away and go, you guys. I think he's going to look and stare for a few seconds and not quite understand how this phenomenon took place, and then realize, you bastards, you rat bastards. Anyway, so the Biden golf ball mark has arrived, so the prank's getting set up soon. Oh, boy. Corey Johnson with you, a Humane May going on, winding down a week from this Friday, the last day in May. We got about $7,000 more to raise in about the next 8, 9, 10 days. Please donate right now. We're trying to save cats and dogs and kittens and puppies, goats and horses, literally. The Humane Society of Louisiana is incredible. Incredible. HumaneLA.org. They do the dirty work, the heavy lifting. We get the break. We get it easy. You pull out a credit card, your ATM card, debit card, you pop it for $20 and you go, okay, I'm going to sleep tonight. I help cats and dogs. We got it easy. I donated to my own fundraiser a few weeks ago, $100. I feel good. Like, boy, I'm doing this. But I don't go out on a Sunday at 3 p.m. and go, rescue a dog and then rehab it for months and then foster it out and make sure it's adopted. Jeff and his crew do this every day, all the time. We have the easy thing. We can just throw a little money at it and feel good about it. Let's do that. Let's throw a little money at it and feel good about it and help them. They need it. $10,000 in the month of May. That's what we're trying to raise for the Humane Society. Go to the website, humanela.org, humanela.org, and please donate generously. You know who gets it? That guy and his buddies. What, Boo Boy? It's so important. Not everyone has the life you have, but some folks aren't as fortunate, and dogs need help. Coupled with the way in Louisiana we treat animals inhumanely, it's of vital importance. Blue Boy, you're right on the money. What's that website, Blue Boy? HumaneLA.org to donate. See you tomorrow. Good job, Blue Boy.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 6 p.m.